I listened to a sadhu lecture on Jnana Vasishta and about the Samadhi state, but he himself was never in Samadhi. I wondered if it was all just mere talk and theory, and whether there existed someone who was actually in the state of Samadhi. When I put this question to the sadhu, he told me not to have any doubts, and that there was a jnani right then in Tiruvannamalai who had attained the realization at the age of 16. He hadn't read any Vedantic texts, but was a Mahajnani who had attained the highest state and was always in Samadhi. The sadhu mentioned that he has had Bhagavan's darshan. The moment I heard this, I was thrilled. The name Ramana Maharshi felt like nectar in my ears. Tears welled up in my eyes and my whole body quivered with joy. The urge to go see him welled up in me. In a few days, I set forth to Tiruvannamalai. Bhagavan was living in Skandashramam then. I was overjoyed to see the Sadguru. I narrated all that had happened in Malayalam, the only language I knew then, and it was a boon for me that Bhagavan could follow and converse in that language fluently. I told Bhagavan that I had stopped doing japa and that I had not experienced Samadhi as described in the Vedantic scriptures and was very confused. I prayed to him for peace of mind. After patiently hearing me out, Bhagavan quoted a verse from Kaivalya Navanitam which says, "If you realize who you are, there is no cause for sorrow." I did not know what was meant by "know who you are." Seeing me blinking in ignorance, Bhagavan proceeded to tell me that the mind is mere thoughts, and knowing oneself is to find the source of all thoughts. So saying, he pointed to his heart. Until then, I was concentrating only on the Bhumadhya. However, when I turned my attention to the heart, I was led to Samadhi quickly. It was like a flash of lightning, and I lost body consciousness. I realized that Bhagavan had given me the Samadhi experience. He was looking at me all along. I was looking into his eyes when I went into Samadhi. It was then time for lunch. After lunch also I came to Bhagavan's presence. Then by a single look, Bhagavan put me into Samadhi again. Thenceforth, I would immerse myself in that blissful state again and again, oblivious of the body. In fact, I occasionally used to touch myself to check whether I had a body or not. I spent a happy 18 days like this at Skandashramam. Someone used to offer food to Bhagavan, from which all of us were also given a share. I started feeling guilty that instead of offering food to the Guru, we were eating out of his share, and that this was not proper. Also at home, I had my own room, where I could practice in peace, as I felt I was established in Samadhi. I felt I could remain in Samadhi all day at home. Besides, this would absolve me of the sin of causing my Guru loss of food. I went back to my village, but as the time passed, the intensity of meditation lessened. When I noticed that I could no longer be in Samadhi, I understood that the Samadhi Anubhava is by the grace of the Guru and not by my own attainment. I felt that I shouldn't have come away from Bhagavan, and that had Bhagavan used the same logic, he would have gone back to Tiruchuri. When I returned to Skandashram, Perumal Swami was attending to Bhagavan's personal needs, like bringing hot water for him and so forth. Perumal Swami taught me how to look after Bhagavan's needs and entrusted me with that job, as he had to leave for the nearby Kovilur Math to attend some festivities. While I was attending on Bhagavan, I told him how the intensity of Samadhi had lessened in my village. Bhagavan very graciously quoted from Kaivalya Navanitam that the Samadhi Anubhava occurs to everyone and anyone by the mere presence of the Sadguru or by reading his works, but it would not be permanent. Bhagavan further explained that the state of Sthita Prajna has to be attained by Shravana, Manana and Nididhyasana. Again, he quoted from Kaivalya Navanitam, where it is said that just as one would dig the ground, plant a pole and pack the dirt back in order to secure the pole, one must practice incessantly in order to make the experience of Samadhi permanent. Again quoting Kaivalya Navanitam, he said that as long as the duality of the knower and known remains, one must practice. These words of Bhagavan cleared my doubts, and I have been with him ever since, serving him and following his instructions by his grace.
Adha Guru Vai Nandra